So I'm not able to do the Instagram live because Lebo doesn't have Instagram, and we're having problems on other platforms. So it's problems on problems on problems on problems. But the show goes on. The show must go on, and I'm going to be having a telephonic interview with her, and afterwards we'll actually now get to take questions from you guys. Let's see.
Copy the song as your welcome tone. Please press hash twice. Charges apply. Walk around for the copy for your pants on.
Hi, Suprise.
Hi, Lebo. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, I'm back live on Facebook, but we don't have any guests. Maybe because they've given up. But I want us to start, yeah.
Okay.
So I was explaining before the one guest I have joined now that the reason why we couldn't do Instagram is because you're not on Instagram, and we had other problems on other platforms. But we're gonna go ahead and have the interview now. I'm with Lebo on the line. I'm going to be asking her questions, and she's going to be answering those questions. So the show still does go on, even though you're not able to see Lebo. You can have conversations with Lebo, and you can ask questions, and she's gonna be able to answer the questions you have. So tune in. Okay, so how are you doing today, Lebo?
I'm doing very well. It was a very hectic day.
Yeah.
Because it's month end. And,
Okay.
Yeah. Most of our people have money. So yeah. I'm running around collecting some of my money. Making sure that people are buying. And yeah, I was making deliveries. So today was a bit hectic. I'm sorry about the technical issues, hey. I was really looking forward to joining you and meeting your guests.
Yes.
And sharing my story on your platform.
I was also really excited to have you, and I wanted the people to see you. I mean, you're beautiful, and also because
I got my hair done, like I washed my hair, my afro is like looking proper and nice, and I wanted to give Abantu that.
Unfortunately, Facebook is disappointing us.
Tonight.
Yeah, but it's okay. In future, when we have more resources, we won't have this problem.
We can have backup,
Yes, definitely.
We have proper backup.
Yeah.
And like technical people working,
right.
Connect.
Right, yes. So can you tell us more about Eggsellent?
Where do I start? So Eggsellent is a backyard. In fact, let me cancel that. I don't like the thing we are a backyard farm. We are not a backyard farm. We are a laying farm. We produce amaqanda and we keep our layers. So in Kukulezi that produce eggs, we have those, and we are a company that produces, and we retail amaqanda that we produce.
Oh, okay. So
and the business is owned by myself. I started the business in 2019. We are 100% woman-owned. We are Black-owned and youth-owned enterprise. So
that is amazing. That is really amazing. So
thank you.
how did you start your business? What gave you the courage?
What gave me courage?
Sure,
Surprise. So I like going back to this story or referring to a personal experience that I had, and it sort of questioned Uti at the time where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do with my life. And I had a little baby. I think every time people ask I always go back to my daughter. I had unomzamo, she was one, and I had a conversation with myself. What do I want to give unomzamo? What do I want to leave off for unomzamo? What legacy do I want to live for unomzamo? You know, and I think that is what sparked the desire to want to create something that would last and was to pass it down. And Eggsellent was not my first venture or my first idea. I tried other things, other ideas, but in myself, I knew which I wanted to start and run my own business, something that is my own, so that the energy I put in it, I'm doing it for myself and for the next generation, you know, which is my daughter in this case. So yeah, Eggsellent really, it kind of from that space of wanting to have something that I can hand down to my child at some stage. And I know this, I've always been entrepreneurial. Like, this thing has always been inside of me. I see that I discovered because I had Nomzamo. I have been always trying to enterprise, like a business. I had started a business before that did not work out, but in that something kept burning inside of me to say you need to get up and try again. Before I had Nomzamo, I had also been working on building a business. I was working on a venture. It did not take off, and I got the news that I was expecting a little baby. So my life was turned upside down, and yeah, I had this person being asked what to expect. And when she got to this world, I was obsessed with wanting to build something that I would be able to give to her, to inherit, and also to help her start not go stage 0, but come to start with level 5 or some level. But yeah, adding a head start, if I can put it that way.
So when you started your business, it was sort of like you were actually a sole proprietor. What can you say is the importance of registering your company with CIPC, and how has that helped you as an entrepreneur?
So when I started, I was not even thinking about these things, the labels and the registrations and stuff. But registering I operate as a PTY, and that has allowed me to be in a position to approach a bank and say, I want to have a business account. Can you assist me and give me a business account? It's also allowed me, or it's put me in a position to access some business investment, be it grants, loans, and stuff. So having registration and myself working as a PTY, it allowed me that kakhulu. And I think for now that would be like the biggest benefits, the two, being able to have a business bank account, because when investors and clients come to work with you, they want to see, do you have a business account? So having the registration as a PTY, in my case, it's allowed me to have a business bank account, a proper business bank account, and also I've been able to access some investment because of being registered as a PTY limited company.
Yeah. Just to explain to someone who doesn't know, a PTY company just means you're a private company. That's what it means. So I want to ask, with regards to your company, does your company focus on meat production or egg production? Because I know those are the two components to poultry farming.
Poultry. So originally, our what is the word now? That English word is escaping my head. So our primary focus is the production of eggs, that's producing just eggs. But when you start start running a business, Suprise, you learn so many things, and with me, I sell eggs, but I started attracting people that wanted to also buy meat. People who said to me, okay, we come here for eggs, but we also need meat, so why not have both? And the two can actually complement each other when the business, or if the business is being managed properly. So the two actually, they can complement each other. So what I've done, I have layers, and we produce eggs, but in the back, well, not really the background, but I'm busy. I've been trying to set up a department where we would raise broiler chickens. Those are your meat chickens, because there is a demand, a very, very big demand for them.
So
and e-broiler also makes it makes perfect business sense when we talk about money or making money. It makes the money very quick compared to the layers.
So as your company grows, you're looking forward to doing both, which is having layers and broilers, and focusing on the meat production side and also the egg production side. Okay, that's actually good. It's a good strategy. You should definitely go for it. So what does a day in your life as a poultry farmer look like?
For my overall, number one, so no fancy dressing. So I wake up very early in the morning. I check on my chickens, and I make sure they've got enough water, enough drinking water, clean drinking water. I will start feeding, and so there is a routine with the layers. They start laying as teethers. They don't just lay random. So you start feeding, say, at 7:30, and then most of them will start laying between 10 and 1 p.m. So I know around 10 and 1 p.m. I need to be in there in the chicken coop and picking up our eggs, then cleaning them and packing them nicely on trays, making sure that when customers arrive, everything is neatly packed. I will be on my social media, making sure that everyone knows about what we have or the products that we have on the day or the week. I'll tell them about my delivery route if there are people interested to place orders that need delivery. And I have people that I will be following up on, like using Facebook, social media, and making calls, finding out which database that we have to check on customers if people are happy with our product. That's basically what my day looks like. And you have amanye amalanga that are so busy. You get people that want to consult, people that want to call and ask you questions, people that want to come and visit and see what we do. So I have a lot of that, but the biggest thing that I do, I monitor the chickens. I make sure that the chickens have drinking water and that they have feed, and I go out to suppliers to make sure feed is delivered on time. Like cleaning the chicken house. The cleaning does not happen every day, so we will clean like once a week. Our drinkers need to be cleaned, stuff like that. And what I also do, I have to take stock to make sure if there are sick chickens, you need to separate them, make sure that they are well taken care of, that they are vaccinated, that the right medication is administered and stuff like that. You monitor them, you make sure they are going to recover. If they are not going to recover, you find means to cut it down on loss and stuff like that. So that is how my day and week would look on a normal week.
Sure, your day sure sounds very busy. You're doing a lot in your company. Can you please tell us, do you have any employees at the moment, or are you doing everything by yourself?
When this year started, I had hired somebody full-time, and when I got them in, I said to them, if a better opportunity finds them, they must tell me, and I'm not going to hold them down to pursue the other opportunity. So between April and, was it May, May, yes, the person who got hired full-time as a got a better offer, and they took it. And it made sense full-time outside myself. So I do have someone who also part-time, and I have my mom who's the pensioner. She assists a lot with project. So at the moment I'm the only full-time employee of the business, and I have somebody who assists when I have to be away, or if I cannot be fully around. I'll get somebody who will take care of things part-time. And my mom, she's always there to monitor things when I'm not around, or when I cannot be in a relay one, SE1. I don't know if I'm answering you.
You are answering me, because I wanted to know, I think the business of poultry needs a lot of time and attention, according to my research.
Yes.
And
yes.
Being the only one in the business, I wanted to know, how do you have any support outside of yourself? And you answered that question very well, and I'm happy with the answer. So what would you say are the qualities a person needs for poultry farming? What are the key qualities someone would need to be a poultry farmer?
You need information, number one. You need to make sure you go out, you research, you get all the information you're going to need to run and sustain the business. You need passion also, because waking up and doing the same thing every day, it can get very boring. And poultry is a very demanding industry. It also depends also on the size of the business or the size of the project. So I would say someone needs to research. They need to know what they want to do in poultry. If you want to do layers, know your story. Make sure you find all the necessary knowledge. If you want to do broilers also, because the two industries, or the two departments, they're very different, and they all require very different things. So in knowledge, research is key. Passion also. You need to be somebody or self-driven, because if you're going to sit and expect somebody else to come and push you and ask you to get things done, I think the business will suffer very early on. So you need to be self-driven. You need to be self-driven and be very responsible and consistent also, because there is a way of doing things, and that way cannot be, I'm not a shortcut, it cannot be manipulated. There is a way of getting stuff done. Go industry, or when you're working with chickens, because it's life, there is, you shouldn't do anything that can compromise the life of your chickens. You need to be a very responsible person, very self-driven, passionate, and continue empowering yourself with knowledge. So go out, out ukuthi abanye abantu benzani, to succeed in the industry, learn new ways, and creativity also, it has a very big role, because there'll come a time where you need to improvise, find that you don't have, say, medication right for a particular disease or illness that decided to break out. So you need to have ways zokuthi remedy police those situations. So creativity also, and knowledge. At the end of the day, you need to be knowledgeable. Yeah.
And I like how you mentioned this. And as I was just going through your profile, I realized that you attend a lot of seminars. You do a lot of networking. So your advice on empower yourself with knowledge, you actually follow it, which is quite impressive. You're giving advice that you're actually following yourself. And
thank you.
For anyone who's watching and who would like to go into poultry farming, I mean, listen to the advice that she's giving you, because she follows it and it's working for her. So as a poultry farmer, Lebone, what would you say you spend most money on in your business?
At the moment, I spend money on feed, because feed is very important. I need to make sure that the chickens are well fed. And with the feed, I need to stimulate them so that they can produce eggs. So the feed is fortified with agents that stimulate the chickens to produce and to lay eggs. So the biggest money in the business goes to the feed.
So you're saying that the feed you buy, it's so important because it stimulates egg production. So it affects
the type of feed that we have.
It's amazing. So the type of food that the chickens eat, it really determines how much production there will be in terms of the eggs. And does it also affect the quality of the eggs?
It affects the quality of the chicken, and the quality of the chicken will have influence on the quality of the egg. Because if the chicken is not healthy, it's not going to give us a quality egg. So we need to take care of the chicken. Then when we do that, the chicken is also going to take care of us by producing the best eggs.
And I know that you've received some sort of help in your business. How would you say this business is? Is it a high capital intense business in such a way that you would need a lot of money to start it?
I would say yes. You need, it really depends on the scale that you want to operate on. I've always said to people, it's okay to have big dreams, and don't be shy to start small. You are not to maintain the business, it needs a lot of money. I don't want to lie to you. You must have reserves, you must have savings, you must have access to funding and to other resources. So especially the layer aspect of the poultry farming, where you keep layers to produce eggs, that needs a lot of money, Suprise. In fact, when I speak to a lot of people that are in the industry, they always get shocked with it. I'm keeping layers because everyone is saying, oh, but layers are high maintenance and they come with a lot of complications at times. Weather also plays a very big role, and you would need to be a very high resourced person or company to run this business and to run it at a big scale. But also that will be, I think the size of the business is about, what will determine the size of the business will be I guess the demand that you would want to satisfy also, that will also decide the size of the business. Because I know people who are businessing or who are running this type of business at a very small scale, and there are many ways also of making sure which you have eggs. You don't always need to be the producer at the end of the day. That's what I tell a lot of people, that if you want to operate and say sell eggs, you don't always need to be the producer. You can be somebody who actually outsources from the main farmer or the main producer, because the producing itself is very expensive. The maintenance is too much.
You do mention
I'm
that.
not saying this to put people off, hey? I'm not saying people
You're
should
being
not
realistic.
do it or that it's impossible.
Yeah.
It can be done, but a person needs to be resourced to run a good team.
You're talking about how sensitive layers are and how you need to be well resourced. I just want to know, is your farm well resourced? If not, how do you improvise? You know, if you don't have the necessary equipment, how do you make do?
So, excuse me.
Sorry.
So, yo, you are forcing me to to tell the truth, eh? Originally, when I started, I'm running with chickens that roam on the ground. And to be quite honest, it's a big disadvantage. I need to have cages, and to buy a cage that takes 100 or 98 chickens, you need to have about 5,000 for just the cage.
Okay.
So to cut my cost, I looked at buying layers, because in the Mabalekilo was to get eggs, because I had people that, or I had demand for eggs, and I did not think it would be buying cages would be like, but now that I'm running, I'm learning so many things, and I'm seeing mistakes that are very expensive, unfortunately. Given the opportunity to redo things or to start from scratch, I would get my cage in, then get my chickens inside my cage, because having isn't just on a cage, number one, it makes umsebenzi wakho a lot easier, effective also umsebenzi wakho, and as far as time is concerned, so a cage would help you to be time effective. Does that sound okay? So yeah, I mean, my resources are found in my cages, number one. That would be very important. And then you need to also check your environment, the quality of your environment, like the way you would have the structure, the building that is going to house the chickens. It needs to be built strategic, in a sense, ventilation, it should not be a problem. In fact, when the sun goes up, the sunlight needs to come inside the cages so that your house is warm. But also a lot of air that goes outside, and a bit that comes in, because you need your chickens to breathe and survive. So the way you would build the chicken coop, that is also very important. And unfortunately, a person like me, when I was starting out, I did not have information, so those are lessons that I am learning, and I've had to improvise and come up with ways to still operate with what I have, What else? Transport is important, like having your own transport. I'm not saying people should not start when they don't have their own transport, but I'm saying it plays a very big role, because you need to go and buy feed. You need the transport to carry the feed, and always outsourcing the transport, it can be very costly. Yeah. So I think those are the three important or major things. Of course, there are others, but those are the three that stand out for me right now.
You've answered the questions very well. I'm happy, and I'm hoping that the viewers are also getting, their answers in terms of any questions they may have had with regards to poultry farming. As we're wrapping this up, Lebo, I just want to ask, do you have a separate location for your business, or is your business located at home? And and if it's located at home, what are some of the disadvantages and the advantages of having your business at home?
Okay, nice question. I love it. So I started operating from home, and to expand, I tried to get a bit of land. But since we live in an area that is, rural, semi-rural, that it's I don't even know if I should say it's owned by Amakosi or the tribal authority people. I know what to say, but I'm still struggling to find a piece of land to operate my business.
Okay.
So instead of sitting and waiting for the land issue to be sorted, I had to use what I had in my hands, and I had a backyard as a kaya, so I decided let me operate go backyard. The disadvantage or the disadvantages of operating the backyard is the fact that you cannot separate yourself, like the personal Lebo or the Lebo who is a child to their parent, and the Lebo who's running the business or the business owner. I find my parents wanting to tell me how to do things, and it's a bit difficult sometimes to separate or to tell them, hey, I am the boss here, I am running the show, because the yacht belongs to them.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I think in their head, everything that is happening inside the yacht belongs to them. So yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle to separate Izindo and to separate powers, if I can put it like that. The other disadvantage is that so your business and your personal life as well it still goes back to the matter of separating the two people, because when I feel like, okay, I want to take a break from the business, so the fact that I'm still in the yard, I find myself still working in the business. So I wouldn't holiday, I wanted to take leave and be on leave and not be worried about what is happening in the business. And I as far as the disadvantage, and that is a disadvantage and a bit of an advantage with security, as having the business inside the yard or having the business at home has allowed me to monitor the business now after hours easy, and it's easy actually to get to the layers any time of the day or of the night. If there is something wrong, I'm able to attend to things very quick. But that is also a disadvantage, because you have people who think because you have a business then you have money. So that automatically puts of the people that you love, your family and everybody in the line. So that is it's an advantage and a disadvantage. I don't know if I'm answering your question.
You are. Thank you so much. It's been a joy having you. Thank you for making time to talk to me. I appreciate all your efforts, and I really do hope we don't have any questions.
Okay.
Maybe it's because of the technical issues we had earlier. However, I will open the floor to people so they can ask questions, and I'll do a separate Facebook post on that, and people can ask questions, and we can work together and answer those questions. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I wish Eggsellent all the success. I wish for you guys to dominate the industry and grow.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lebo.
Thank you for having me on your show. That's right.
Yeah.
And I think you're onto something amazing. Thank you for the platform. I also wish you the best.
Thank you.
May more amazing doors open
Thank you.
for you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lebo.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you guys for joining. That was me and Lebo, and talking to her, I actually felt really inspired because I think I've been having problems with the live and with making it successful, and this is our second episode, so things have been a little rocky for me, and to actually have someone talk about consistency and not giving up and just keep on pushing, I think it really inspired me, because I think about it and I'm looking at it and I feel like this is something someone can benefit from, and I shouldn't just let this go. And it's actually my personal project. It's something I'm passionate about. So I'm actually inspired after talking to her. I am hoping that you guys are also inspired, and I'll keep on communicating with you. We may have to change the platform where we have these talks, and just to make it more convenient, because the whole concept was to have it in real time and have people come in and ask questions. So I don't want to have the session pre-recorded and posted. I feel like it takes away that sense of agency and the ability for people to actually engage with me. Thank you, Bongani. Thank you, Rochitwa. So that's how I feel about this talk. So I'm going to be definitely communicating how we're going to proceed going forward. I really want to have this talk. I want to profile entrepreneurs. I want to see what's lacking within the SMME industry and how we can tackle it and change the problems that are existing there. So this talk is going on, guys. It's not going anywhere. I'm just going to be go back to the drawing board and see how I can be able to improve this and work with my team in improving this. And yeah, but I am so glad for your continued support. Even though there are some technical issues here and there, you guys are supporting me, and that means a lot. Orochisa says there's always negative people when you start off something, sometimes even close people like relatives. Oh, I'm actually gonna direct this question to Lebo. We're gonna open the floor right now on a different post, and I'll be taking some of the questions, and she's gonna be taking questions that are directed to her. Thank you, Bongani. Great interview. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good evening.